724 days on the lot. This is how long this Dodge Hornet has been sitting there just collecting dust. And despite a nearly 50% reduction in the price, no one is buying the scrap. Whoever thought that pricing this at close to $50,000 made any sense whatsoever? Well, we know who it was, the former CEO Carlos Tavares, the main engineer of not just the price hikes, but the attempt to transition Stellantis into more of an EV or luxury EV car maker. I mean, that seemed stupid at the time, but it seems even more ridiculous now. And now you have all these EV Hornets that no one asked for, as well as a bunch of other overpriced cars that no one asked for, just rotting on these lots. I mean, you scroll down and you see more of these with these $20,000 to $25,000 price reductions, and they're still sitting there. And obviously that's not good for the battery. I don't know what the quality is going to be like for anybody that actually purchases them, but the reality of the situation is no one can afford this crap, even at this $25,000 price point. And by the way, the price is actually probably closer to like over $30,000 once you include registration, taxes, and other fees. And another thing you'll notice with this dealer is that they do not have any 2025 models of this Hornet in stock. My guess is they probably refuse to take in any more after realizing how bad these things are at selling. Because apparently, despite being one of, if not the worst selling car of 2025, Stellantis has not discontinued it. I cannot for the life of me understand how that's even possible. Maybe they're just saying that to save face, and the reality is that they're in the process of discontinuing it. Because this dealership has no 2025s or 2026s in stock. Neither does my local dealership. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Given how hard it is to move the 2024 units, and all the ones at my local dealership, by the way, are 2024 units, just like with this dealership, I have a hard time believing that these manufacturers are going to force the dealerships to take in any more units. And the thing is, according to their own reports, revenue and profits are down in Stellantis. Sales are also down. They're slashing MSRPs on their models and giving all sorts of discounts, but it's not really getting them out of the red so far. And with Stellantis, this has been going on for some time now. And to be quite frank, and I've said this before, but I think the consumer is broke. You can slash prices all you want, and Stellantis has been doing that, but it at best is going to get them back to normal levels of sales. It hasn't really moved the needle in terms of getting them out from this rut. And the problem is the whole car market is in a rut. Stellantis is just playing catch up at this point. They're now trying to bring back the Hemi engine. They're also trying to ease off on the whole EV nonsense with the Wagoneers and the Hornets. But so far, it's not turning the tide. And ultimately, at the end of the day, companies like Stellantis deserve to go bankrupt. That's just the honest truth. They took advantage of consumers during shortages. They had no shame about it. In fact, their CEO was bragging about how much profits they were making at a time people were desperate. So ultimately, no one is going to have sympathy for them. We just hope that they sell their brands to more responsible and reasonable owners and just do away with these ridiculous, greedy European owners that have just basically ran this brand into the ground. Now, as far as the car market as a whole, I've been noticing some price reductions, but the truth of the matter is I don't see enough of it. It's much more inventory reduction that I see now. And I think a lot of dealerships are aware of the bind they got into for previous years. I'm talking about when they were having all those, unsold previous year units just sitting on their lots. Nowadays, especially if you look at the day supply numbers from Cox Automotives, that's no longer the case. Now, don't get me wrong, they're still pretty high, but it's not anything compared to what it was a couple of years ago. And it's not because they're selling more, but rather they're just receiving less inventory from the automakers. And I don't think this is a moment of realization from them. I think the automakers are still trying to justify the high prices, but they now realize a lot of people can't really afford them. And one trend I've been seeing a lot is that these automakers start with these massive discounts and at 0% interest rates, but then slowly start increasing the price as their sales go up. It seems to me that they're trying to slowly normalize the higher prices and hope that the customers get used to it. And quite frankly, I don't really see it working. I think people are fed up with the high prices. I mean, people are struggling already as is with the cost of living and inflation. They don't want to put up with these high car payments on top of all of that. And these automakers are in denial about it. But let me know what you guys think of all of this. What are you seeing in your local dealerships? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this, make sure to click like and subscribe. See you in the next one.